Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States of America.
Planet Earth.
We are back with another edition live from Scarpaci's in Mount Washington with Bar-jutsu. I am Jim, just Jim. Nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody cares.
Absolutely, they care about you.
They don't give a fuck.
Sell yourself short, guy. Come on.
I'm super excited about tonight's episode. We got with us the current FAFO World Heavyweight Champion, Layla Paige, the lovely Layla Paige. You are looking stylish tonight. I think, who said it? Somebody said you came fresh out of a Transformer movie. Fucking fabulous. I love it.
This is the first thing I thought of was the Transformer.
I know, right?
In military fatigues, cock-locked and ready to go. I'm with it.
And yet again, backed by popular demand. One of my personal favorites, a very close personal friend. I consider him a brother. Long time waiting for this. The return of the one and only Mr. Nene.
Oh, it is a pleasure to be here at Scarpaci. Mon ami. Hey, come on. Shiloh Street, Mount Washington, huh?
And we are minus two of our favorites up here in the corner right there. Little Miss Nene, we love you. We miss you. Eventually she'll come back. You know, she's a teacher. She teaches little kids. So that's all she needs is to be on the show. You know, yeah. So, like, she'll be on the show tossing them back, and they're like, fucking, you know, hey, that's my teacher. Why was my teacher drunk last night?
Administration.
She's like, right now, she's like, shh. She's like, stop.
You have no idea how many teachers I've seen.
Danielle, come in here.
Oh, Danielle, come on. Come on. Thank you very
with
much.
That, I want you to come right in front of these belts. The return tonight. The return. Oh, she keeps walking in front on the side. Come up. Come right here. Danielle's back with Danielle's shot of the week. There you go, right there.
We're back. There's something.
Is that it?
Good to see you. Yes.
Just
It's going to be the peach and orange surprise. It's called.
I'm going to be shocked whenever I have it. Very excited. Thank you so much.
Oh, I sold myself short. I was actually getting some wings up.
Getting a great tip.
Amen.
Actually, whenever you're ready, whenever it slows down, you can bring it back and we'll jump right into it.
All right, thank you, Marcus.
Guys, and then we are also minus GothHop Romeo. He's not with us tonight. He is having a mental health day. We're just going to say it. I don't give a shit. He called me and he's like,
he crashed out.
He did. He's like, dude, I'm fucking not coming tonight. I was like, all right.
Wait a minute. Because the last time I was here, it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back, first and foremost. But, like, the last time you were doing things like what Aaron ate.
Yes.
What Aaron eats. And it was like boogers and rice
and oatmeal.
Like sauce or something.
He's still doing it. Oh my God.
It's like sardines.
It's disgusting.
Sour cream.
And Oreos, hot sauce, sardines, sour cream, ranch.
Oh my God.
It was gross. But we hope you get better. But like I said, he got all nervous. You guys got nervous. So we've been off for like 3 weeks. Oh, I know. We've been off for like 3 weeks. And it's nothing like, you know, oh, we just didn't want to do the show. We had shit pop up. You know, I got a kid and she had school stuff to wait there. And like sometimes schedules just don't happen. So I'll occasionally do this. Plus, we're going to start going bar to bar again. We're getting a lot of bars doing stuff. I'm excited. But anyways, he got all fucking nervous. You got nervous too. I was sitting at home and I was like, shit. I was like, because we were going to have a guest come on. And then they backed out. And I was like, fuck. So I sent a text message out. And I'm like, hey, we just have to have a production meeting. You guys were like, can I ask why? And I was like,
when I got called over like the loudspeaker at school, like,
I know.
to the principal's
Please report to the
office,
principal. I was like, power of the phone. It's like, oh.
Like Lumberg from Office Space. You know? Yeah, you want to go ahead and have that meeting, and we're going to talk about some things.
So tonight's going to be a special episode. What I want to talk about is we have a very special group here. So tonight we're going to start. The shots are here already? Are you fucking kidding me? We're starting with the shots already. So guys.
I got 3 of them for you guys.
This is... What do we got here? So tell us what we have.
This is a peach orange surprise. It comes with Mandarin vodka, peach schnapps, OJ, and a splash of cranberry juice. But I hope you like it. I'm happy to have you back.
Definitely. Sounds good. Thank you.
Sure.
Danielle, shot of the week. Oh, that's tasty. That's like candy.
You can have mine. I breaking news. Obviously, I'm temporarily retired.
No, hey, that's fine. That's really
okay. You know, so but that's good because now all my jokes will make sense.
I would definitely
I
recommend
won't
sipping
hit
it.
on any females. So.
It is very tasty. Guys, if you want to try out one of Danielle's shots a week, stop up at Scarpaci's. Ask her. She's here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. Say, I want one of those shots a week. I definitely recommend this one as a drink rather than a shot. I would drink that all night long. Like Lionel Richie. I'd Lionel Richie the fuck out of that shit. Guys, I want to get into the news and sports. Not so much the news, but pretty much the sports. And then we're going to talk about some wrestling tonight because we have three of the business workers here. We're going to talk about it and we're going to go into depth and I'll explain why. I also want to talk about some Iron City arm wrestling that's coming up. And before we can do that, I want to give a shout out to our spawners. Spawners. I'm talking about facts.
What are we, NASCAR?
I know, right?
We need a spotter?
So we have our sponsors. Obviously, this is Meineke Presents Bar-jutsu Live. So I want to thank Meineke Car Care. If you're experiencing any car trouble or any shit that's going on with your fucking car, stop into Meineke. Ask Meineke Mike. He'll hook it up. He's not going to do anything. You can't afford it. What do you got?
Easy.
There you go. See how easy that was? And Romeo's got to make it a fucking like speech, like he's giving it for his dissertation or something. I'm like, dude, just easy pay. You can't afford it.
The afterpay of car.
Yeah, it is. It's the afterpay of cars. I like that. Obviously, we want to thank Iron City Beer, Icy Light, Iron City Icy Light Mango.
Delicious.
Yeah, if you if you're tired of just fucking life and you hate it and you want to go and take a shit on your boss's car, and
on his desk. I like
your neighbor's dog just keeps barking all night. So you want to go over and punt it in the face. Crack open an Iron City. I try every week. It's just I try to outdo myself every week.
You gotta do like a 2009 Randy Orton. I'm kidding.
Oh, dear Lord.
Fuck Randy Orton.
I love Randy Orton.
Oh.
Guys, we got so many more sponsors. We got KMC Firearms. Pew, pew, shoot some shit. Noor Belts, the ones that make the ones hanging behind you, except for the Bar-jutsu belt. That is Dave Milliken, creator of the Intercontinental Championship. Actually,
I'm a huge
Reggie
belt
Parks
mark for this.
Reggie Parks made that, but then Milliken took it over, so he did that for us for favorite show. Noor Belts, and also we got Butterfly Bartending. We got Phoenix Motorsports. If you got a motorcycle from you want to get it fixed, take it to Phoenix Motorsports. He's the fucking man. Fista Productions. You guys are doing fire. All right, that's it. You want to see any of the other fucking sponsors, take a look at the fucking description of the show. Let's get into it.
Jibbity jab.
All right. World news. Nothing's going on. Nobody gives a shit. Fuck it. Who cares? We're talking about politics here. Nobody gives a fuck. Oh.
No, because you can't. The thing is, when you talk about politics, it's the same thing as talking about religion. You're not going to change anybody's opinion.
It is.
You're not going to, and you're going to get the most vocal are the ones that are on the most extreme side. So stay in the middle, stay in your lane.
And it's ridiculous because you know how many friends I've lost in the past 8 years because of fucking shit that's been going on?
Just ignore everybody.
So, no politics, no religion, none of that shit. Let's get into sports. And the expert of the sports, not the Aaron Romeo, is not fucking Heron, he's not the fucking professional. We got a guy that knows everything there is to know about fucking sports, except he can't, I guarantee, let's just test it. Let's do the test right now.
Oh, this
All right. Don't be mad if you're going to get this wrong. Super Bowl 13. Who was in it and who won?
Steelers beat the Cowboys 31-17.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you making that up right now?
Oh, I'm dead serious.
Hold on. Because if we have two Rain Men in here,
Jackie Smith dropped the touchdown pass.
13.
Might be better than yours.
Get the fuck out of here. You are 100%. I had no idea that it was the fucking Steelers versus Cowboys. I had zero clue about that.
Like I said with Aaron, I'm like, how do we know it's the truth? And you just speak with confidence.
Right. How
do you expect us to believe you?
How the fuck did you know that?
I'm telling you, first of all, I got a memory like a steel trap, number one. Number two, like it's Steelers football. And I mean, short of them having strippers on the field, I'm going to know everything about it.
I'm going to test your memory on something. All right, let's see. If you get this wrong, I'm not going to judge. Because it's amazing that we have two guys on the show that can do that.
Encyclopedia.
That's fucking weird. All right, you ready? Let's see if we do it. Ready?
Okay.
All right. The only reason I'm asking this is because it's one of my favorite matches. Okay?
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Who faced who? Match number 1 on the card, WrestleMania 6.
WrestleMania 6 was 1990. I know that was the one that had Piper versus Bad News Brown, where Piper was painted half black and half white.
All right.
Because he was trying to show Cyndi Lauper true colors, the whole gimmicky thing. I want to say Red Rooster versus Brooklyn Brawler. Maybe.
Give it.
I know that was on the card though.
No,
because no. It was in Skydome in Toronto, and that was when Hulk and Warrior went at it in the main. Demolition.
Negative.
Okay.
Wait. See? Oh, for fuck's sakes! I must be wrong. Oh, you know what? I think it was the third match. Good. Demolition versus who?
Rockers.
No.
No, wait. Not Fabulous Rougeaus. Not Strike Force, because they'd already broken up. Demolition. Was it LOD?
No.
Because
I thought it was Coco Beware versus Rick Martel. But I think that was the third match. That match is amazing.
That's low key one of the better ones.
Technical wise, it's a great match. Well, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It was Demolition versus Haku and Andre.
The colossal connection.
Way too much useless knowledge in that fucking knowledge. I'm excited. So I do want to talk about sports. I want to talk about local sports. I want to talk about what's going on here in Pittsburgh. I know we had a bye week and everything, and Aaron Romeo's chomping at the bit right now. I know he wants to call. He's watching. He's like, and we're on like a delay. So in about 7 seconds, the phone is going to fucking ring. But I want to talk about that stuff. But I also do want to talk about the strap that's hanging up behind Mr. Benet's head. The Iron City Arm Wrestling Championship. That belt, after tonight, will be on display at Scarpaci's. I talked to the owner, Mike, good dude, awesome dude. They're going to build a special shelf for it behind the bar so that nobody can reach it. I said, I ain't leaving it here until until it's going to be secure. They're going to build a special shelf for it. We're going to leave it here because this is going to be the home of Iron City Arm Wrestling. I am really excited. We brought that belt in once. We brought it in one night for a fucking show. I had 42 messages from people I didn't even know. Hey, yo, how do I sign up for the arm wrestling? I am fucking stoked. And that's a rare word for me to use. I am literally stoked to get that started again. We kicked it off right before the fucking pandemic, fake-demic, and fucking, it was huge for us. We had it at Gerbil's. It was a huge draw. We had 400 people come. It's amazing. And then the pandemic hit. And we couldn't do it. The only problem was, so we have a deal going on with Noor Belts right now, Noor, Noor Belts. They're going to supply us with enough of those belts. Because, like, if you could show the, what is that, the North Atlantic?
LPW North Atlantic Championship.
North Atlantic Championship.
Owned, operated, and run by none other than Brett Paradise. That's the alter ego. So
I like that.
That's and being a belt mark, as much as I am, like that winged eagle joint, like every single time, I'll for that, and then the Intercontinental, the old IC belt, like that. It's these are beautiful.
So we have a deal going on right now with with Noor Belts. They're going to supply us with those. So every weight class we're going to have is going to have an actual official one. When we did it back in 2019, I think it was, we had a bunch of replicas built like this one. But they were thinner material, but it was easier for us to pound out, make, and everything. But now we're gonna have professionally made ones, but like CNC lathes and shit and everything. I'm like super excited. If you want to feel, I have sweatpants on from the bone. Yeah.
Jesus.
But Iron City Arm Wrestling right here, Scarpaci's, Mount Washington. Stay tuned because we're gonna have a date, availability, everything. The weight classes, all that fucking shit. Women's, men, whatever. What do you keep looking at? You're making me nervous. You keep looking behind me like there's some dude behind. All right,
No, but one did make a connection.
get the fuck out of Stop it. You close your legs, for Christ's sakes.
Turn up the heat. God, get some girl.
Ben Benet,
Jesus.
what's going on in the world of sports?
Well, first of all, the last time I was here, I actually had their own segment called the Pittsburgh Sports Distributor, so it might be something.
That's it. I love that. I would love to
revive.
I still got all the graphics. We will do that. I actually, believe it or not to cut you off, I had a separate screen because I was going to have Layla and Aaron here. I was going to have you at your own table, and you were going to have the sports distributor. But we'll have it set up for another.
Ron Burgundy style.
I love it. Yeah,
Stay
I always
classy.
want to give you your own segment, your camera. But tonight it's just us.
No, let's do it like this.
So
man.
So what's going on in the world of sports?
Well, I mean, since this is a Pittsburgh themed, show that we have here. I mean, first we got to start off with the Steelers, right? Top of the show. That's what brings in the money, right? And going into the bye week, and actually, the beauty of it is, and I said this at the beginning of the year. I said, "What was your prediction?" Everybody asked me, BB3, what's your prediction? What's going on? I said 12-5, AFC Championship game, probably the AFC North title. And as of right now, on top of the AFC North at 3-1 is your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, but isn't that a bit of a fluke?
You kind of backed into the division lead right now because all other three teams, the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens all lost. We had the bye week, so at 3-1, we backed into being on the top of the division. Now, moving forward, we still got two games in hand against the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns. So things are the stars are aligning, the planets are aligning for a division title run. And I have been saying repeatedly that Aaron Rodgers still has plenty left in the tank. And I'm telling you right now, as sure as I'm sitting right here, this is a hot take, and I know it's going to be a hot take, that Aaron Rodgers by the end of the year is going to be up for MVP of the NFL.
I'll tell you right now.
I truly, honestly believe that.
For the people watching the show, everybody knows I'm not a big football fan. I played football in high school. I just played it to hit me. I'll fucking kill somebody. But I've been kind of like watching it because I want to know what you guys are talking about when you do this. And I have been seeing he has a different attitude this year. He kind of has listen, I'm here to get a fucking job done. And you guys better pick up the fucking slack. I don't know if he's always been like that when he was with Green Bay or wherever he was. But he kind of seems different this year. Like he's the veteran that's like, listen, step the fuck up. I didn't come here to fucking lose. Let's do this.
I likened it earlier this week. I likened it to when Randy Moss, Hall of Fame wide receiver, went from Minnesota to Oakland, if you remember. And in Oakland, he stunk the joint out because he wasn't inspired to play. He wasn't there. He was there to collect a paycheck and not to play the game. And then he goes to New England, buys into the system, wins a couple more Super Bowls, and becomes a Hall of Famer. Now, he was already going to be a Hall of Famer because of his career in Minnesota, but he bought into the system. Just like Aaron Rodgers stunk the joint out in New York for the Jets, he's buying into the Steeler way, and he's buying into the Steeler system. And you watch. Now, as a former quarterback at Keystone Slippery Rock here in Western Pennsylvania, when you watch a guy that drops back into coverage, and you see him looking over, and he's under center, and he drops back, and he sees a hitch slant to go on the right side, he's going to hit the hitch every time. He's not going to go for the home run ball necessarily unless you see the safety over the top getting hot feet, and then all of a sudden, you've got Calvin Austin on a go route, and he knows how to time his throws out. Now, this is better than anybody in the league. Is his arm what it was when he was 24? No. And it's not going to be. But the bottom line is, if you have that instinct and you have that belief in yourself, in your abilities to be able to precision throw to say Calvin Austin or whoever the case may be, it's gonna be a recipe for success. And this past game in Ireland proved it. That when the time is right and when the chips are on the table, Aaron Rodgers is going to produce. And he did. And it was the most complete game that you could see from the Steelers so far to this date, possibly the most complete game of the season when looking back.
What was the final score of that game? I didn't watch it.
It was 24-21.
24-21.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just heard something this morning on the radio. Did something happen with a Vikings kick that hit a camera, and they called it no good? Is there a sky camera or something that they hit and it caused them to miss?
There was I think that there was a missed. I think it was a missed extra point. I
Oh, it was an extra point. It wasn't.
Yeah, because they had to go for 2 to make it a 21-24 game because that's when they were starting to drive at the end of the game, and due to injuries, we were letting it happen. So like that's when they were starting to drive at the end of the game, and then finally they shut them down.
So you're saying 12-5, they're going to end?
Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the year. You can mark it down. It's obviously being recorded. So I'm telling you, 12-5 AFC North, the top of the division. And it's one of those things that you can see the stars aligning. You can see the planets coming together. That this can be a memorable year. And I'm not just saying that because they're on the top of the division, but when you have weeks where you're in a bye week and you advance into first place, there's an outside chance that they could have one of the top 2 seeds going into the playoffs, which means Tomlin would finally get the monkey off his back and get a playoff win, first time in 8 years. And it's obviously the goal from week to week, but I can't see why that can't happen at this, because you're probably going to slip up once, like a couple times, like Baltimore. You've got Baltimore on the road. You got Baltimore on the road. I feel like Cleveland could be a trap game. One of the Cleveland games could be a trap game. So you're probably 12-5. I don't see why not.
All right, I like it. So
and then as far as if we're sticking with Pittsburgh sports, we shift over to the Penguins, and the Penguins tonight is the opener against the New York Rangers.
Stink on ice.
Hey, listen, if it's gonna get us the next multi-generational player in Gavin McKenna, go ahead, stink out the joint for a year. I'd rather it's a forever debate on whether or not, like, would you rather have your team be mildly competitive and have that mushy middle year after year after year, or do you want to see them suck out loud for a year or two, suffer through that, then prosper with a first overall pick? Because they did it with Sid.
Yeah.
They did it with Mario.
True.
They talk about multi-generational players, and this is the first team, the Penguins' first team in NHL history to have three teenagers make the team. So it's a young team, it's a hungry team. It's going to be exciting, but it's probably going to suffer, and that's okay because I want more ping pong balls in that draft lottery for the Penguins.
Like it. I like it a lot. Let's switch over to rugby now. Layla, this is your personal, your professional thing. Okay. Sven Skorensen, is that how you pronounce it? Of the Swedish team. His stats are there's sky high this year. How do you feel that they're coming around?
I don't watch them that much.
I just fucking say that. I really did insult them here. I didn't even know that they spend something. I just made it up. You're like, the fuck are you talking about? Fuck rugby.
How much time am I on right now? I don't believe you.
I don't believe it. All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
I want to talk about this. All right. So we have two different generations of two different generations of professional wrestling in the house right now. You have the 80s, 90s, 2000 era right here, and then you have the shit show of fucking yeah. You were like sperm,
Basically.
but fucking like okay. So
we were working shows when she was in the third trimester.
I know, right? Isn't that weird? Isn't that fucking weird? So my first match was in 1997. Where were you at?
I was born in 1995.
Fucking.
Oh my God, I'm gonna vomit.
I remember I started training in 96, like September of 96. I started training. right after I kind of started in the summer, but I didn't really start training until the '96 September. And then my first match was around it was around like February. So I remember it being around like my birthday. So February of '97 would have been my first match. But now we have like these transgender people wrestling and stuff and everything. And they're hideous. They come out in black lipstick and
Nyla Rose.
She's actually a member of that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
but like that's that dude.
He went
What?
beat up.
You
like
and your
live.
fucking Frankenstein boots can
She's gonna cut a promo on you, and I'm just gonna sit here with popcorn.
So here's my thing. This is what
I love Rhea
Okay.
Ripley. He talks shit about her.
she always
Why?
posts. Rhea Ripley's trash.
No, literally.
No mic skills. Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, this is fact. I'm not just saying this to say this. I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's asses. When it comes to fucking mic skills, this dude sitting across from you is insane.
He's great. Yeah.
Rhea Ripley sucks. Rhea Ripley's fucking terrible. She looks like a dude.
No,
She comes out. Is she doing this whole androgynous thing where she's like, I'm gonna look like both things?
I think that's always been a thing.
So here's my thing. I have not sat down and watched professional wrestling on TV since 2003. That's when New Jack was like, yo, stop watching it. It's fucking terrible. But I haven't watched it since then. But you come on the show, you talk about these people, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Anything I see about Rhea Ripley is always like on Botchmania. She's a fucking.
I'm like unconditionally on the. And he
But-
talks shit about her.
I talk shit because I don't know why she's so fucking hyped. You can grab that if you want. I don't know why she's so fucking hyped up. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean,
But, like,
why? It's,
I've YouTubed her matches. I've watched some stuff just to see. Okay, why are you so high on her? She is the drizzling shits. So this is what I'm getting at. I'm glad that you
She's
said
a
that.
powerhouse.
I'm
and
so
she's
glad that you said that. I'm so glad that you said that. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
that finish, the Riptide is garbage.
Okay.
I will give him that.
So here's the thing. You just said she's gorgeous. I love her. She's great. That's the problem with the fucking product today. That's why the product's so fucking sour. Because all
I
you
liked
have
her in NXT when she had.
I don't care.
tattoos to the line.
the roster that fucking they put together right now is fucking shit. Triple H should be ashamed of himself. Everybody's a fucking-
Shawn Michaels.
I don't
Shawn
even.
Michaels is in NXT. So
I don't even
he's
fucking
building
watch.
right
I don't
now.
know.
I'll tell you what Shawn Michaels should get credit for is he should get credit for orchestrating all of Logan Paul's matches. You know, because that's who's behind. Like everybody that watches Logan Paul and says, "Oh, that's a 5-star match." That's because Shawn was putting it
Yeah,
together.
they're pushing them hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, I watch it. It's all soap opera now. Because
Yeah.
if you know in the soap operas, you have no ugly people. Except for Rey Mysterio's kid. That dude's hideous. That dude's a fucking joke. But you can eat on camera if you want.
Well, you know, no, because I want to get in. I want to get in on this because you just brought up a hot button topic.
Well, my problem
that
is
are-
there's-
Sorry.
Ate my tacos on a cut.
Oh, did you eat a taco? Oh, but anyways, the problem is I watched a little bit. I watched the highlights. Especially that latest one where the ref fucked up. What's her name? Alicia. Terrible. She should have been handed her bags at the gorilla position when that match was over. That was the worst fucking display. You're a fucking referee.
Tiffany Stratton.
I was never. I guess refereed like twice in my whole career. The one thing that you know as a referee, regardless of what the fucking take home is, when somebody's shoulders are on the mat, you count
Yep.
3. That is not your
That
job
was
to
3,
say.
and
It's,
she said it was 2.
Starcade
she
97.
didn't count to 3. I watched
No,
it.
she counted to 2, even though she still had her shoulders bent down.
Yeah, she should have hit the 3.
Yep.
And then because that would have fell on the fucking the workers. The fact that she was laying there, because they even stopped, they went, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You know, it's not her job. It is her job to know the finish. But if you fucking like, let's say you're hurt, you're like, "No, we got to take it home," and you're 1, 2, 3. Guess what? Your fucking shoulders were down. Now I got the whole world watching, and it's not the whole world. Now it's like 2.5 million people.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Which is fucking. It's an embarrassment. Fucking see how fucking hard I get about this. This is why Van Hughes comes out of retirement.
Turn out the heat, man.
Yes.
All right,
Gosh,
I'm gonna
dang.
I'm gonna
No,
keep talking
listen,
through-
listen.
Go ahead.
No, okay. To put a bow on what you were saying about that, Starcade 1997. They talk about it being one of the biggest botches in history. Nick Patrick did his job. He counted the 1, 2, 3. They claimed it was a fast count. You could literally see everybody in Gorilla and and around the ring scrambling to figure out what a finish was going to be. That's when they sent Brett out. Oh, I'm not going to let this happen again and do all that, but he did exactly what you were talking about on live TV. He counted the 1, 2, 3. Sting was supposed to kick out of that. Sting never did. Or he kick out at 2. It was supposed to be a false finish so they could get to the Scorpion Deathlock. They didn't do it, so they counted the pin, and then they're scrambling. But the bottom line is they made it look like part of the work, part of the show. And they should have done the same thing with Tiffany Stratton because I don't know what they have. You want to talk about not liking somebody or not? Tiffany Stratton is all show and no go, and she's not even that much of a show.
I don't even know
She
who
looks
she is.
like
I think she's great.
She just thinks she's pretty.
She was also trained by Mr. Kennedy. And
Well-
I loved Mr. Kennedy.
I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, it's those who can't do teach. So, like, I can see the Kennedy thing, and I'll give you the validity on that part. But like, I don't get it with Tiffany Stratton. I don't get it.
But like I
I
said,
don't understand it.
my problem with that whole thing is we were taught from the beginning. You go out there, that ref, he basically just tells you, he's watching everything and he's helping because there's 3 people working that match.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody thinks 2 guys going out and the ref's in the way. They are all in on it. All right. When we did matches, pull the ref aside and say, "This is the take home. Do this."
You mind
8 to
bumping?
10,
You mind taking a bump, like a ref bump? So
I'm
we
gonna
can get
grab
it,
you.
or-
You're
or
okay with me
F-finish?
grabbing you? There's a lot of them like, keep your fucking hands off.
Yeah.
You gotta say, you okay with me grabbing you? I'm gonna do a spot where I turn your back to the fucking, I'm in the corner. I turn your back so my partner can do something, whatever. All right, but you keep them in on it. But that ref will always, their job is if they gotta tell you, hey, you're 5 minutes in, man. You got 2 more minutes. Let's go. Pick it up. Hey, a lot of the experienced refs, a lot of the experienced refs, they'll say, you're losing the crowd, man. Come on, turn it up. Do something. But their one thing, if your shoulders are down, they are a referee. 1, 2, 3. That bitch should, and they're like, and she's all like, guess what? I kept my job. La 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 la. That's a fucking DEI hire. I've ever fucking seen.
Bingo.
But that she should have been fucking walked out. She should have been handing her fucking bags, just like fucking Warrior when he fucking
When he held up Scumbag
Yeah.
for his,
for his payday.
Yeah.
And then when they were like, all right, you got your payday, just go do the match. He came back, they had your bags. They were like, see you later, you're fucking fired.
Deuces.
She should have been fucking gone. That's inexcusable. It's ridiculous, and that's what's wrong with the fucking product. It's garbage. It's trash. They're not putting any effort into the fucking show at all.
It's the amount of micromanaging that goes on from day-to-day activities up in Stanford is mind-boggling to the point where it comes off so contrived and so premeditated, because part of the best things from when he and I were growing up was they would say to, I don't know, Junkyard Dog. I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out there. And they would say, you got 5 minutes to talk about your match with Ricky Steamboat. Go. And that was it. And you might get like 2 or 3 bullet points that they want you to hit. But otherwise, they let the workers be their own creativity. They let the workers sink or swim. And now, with it being so micromanaged and so corporate, and TKO Enterprises, now they have their hands in it, and that sweet, sweet Saudi money. Now it's so micromanaged and contrived that's why the product has gone downhill since 2019.
All right, let's hear from you. Give us your take on the business. Don't go blank. We're live.
Sorry. soap opera-ish, like you said.
That's not what
And my problem is,
Like I can see where your standpoint is.
but from what I've seen, they're not telling stories anymore. And what I mean by telling stories, and we've said this on the show before, I'm not talking about, well, what's the background of the match? They have beef with each other. I'm not talking about that. They're getting in there and they're just doing high squat after high squat.
They're not like actually like cutting promos, talking, where they're not talking shit about their opponent.
No, not even that. They're not like, if I get in there and we lock up and we're chain wrestling for the first 2 minutes or something, I shoot you into the fucking, I shoot you shoulder first into the turnbuckle, and you bust your fucking arm. Now you get up and you're selling your arm. The next 3 minutes or something, I should be doing arm ringers. Fucking, anything I can do to injure that arm, make you, pain. If you take a big bump on the back, now I should be doing moves that focuses on your back. They're not doing that shit. They're doing all this fancy fucking stuff, and it doesn't make any sense.
I remember going to AEW back in 2019. It was the first time that they were at the Peterson Event Center, and they had a match. It was like a 5-way scramble of some sort, and I had just come out of the hospital. It was my first public appearance out of my hospital stay, and I remember Jimmy Havoc just bouncing off the ropes and doing a suicide dive onto the 4 guys that just happened to be all standing there going like this.
Yeah.
Waiting to catch him. And then he dives on them. They fall out. They go back up. Boom. Spot, rope, spot. And it's all punch kick to set high spots with no psychology. Undertaker, back when he was still working, he would do a suicide dive once, maybe twice a year, 27 minutes into a match as part of the go home. Now these guys are just doing it first spot. It's like a wrestle. It's like a freaking wrestle. It doesn't make any sense.
That's what worries me about my coming out of retirement match in February. I'm going to go old school, and I'm going to do a match.
Your friend Jerry's going to go.
No, because I've worked it many times. And I know I'm kind of breaking kayfabe right now, but we've had numerous matches where we've done really well. But I'm afraid that I'm going to be in a rest hold in the middle of matches. The crowd's going to be like, the fuck are they doing? I'm like, try not to have a heart attack. Plug in there to the toilet. Like I said, perfect example. And I hate to go to this. There's so many other perfect examples that I could do, but this one just stands out. All right, Steamboat Macho. I'm not talking about WrestleMania 3. I'm talking about the build-up to it. You remember the build-up to WrestleMania, the big feud? They had a match. You don't know this because you're young as shit. But they had this feud going. And Steamboat was on the outside of the ring. And he was over the rail. Macho came down with a fucking bell. Remember this?
Yes.
Came down with a bell, hit him. And it crushed his throat. His larynx or whatever. They rode that for fucking months. Oh, he destroyed him. He's never going to speak again.
He didn't talk at all. For a month and a half.
He would try to
until the go home for WrestleMania 3 is when he finally started talking, and he was talking about building the match up with Macho at 3.
They would bring him out and they would try to interview him, and he'd go, and I was like, even as a kid, I was like, bravo. I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
Do you ever think like social media is like the
terrible? Social media,
the issue why people have a hard time like maintaining K-pop.
So social media has completely destroyed the business world. Okay, so the fact that like your friend Rhea Ripley, who does she feud with?
Recently it was like I don't even want to say recently. It was like Dawn Mysterio.
Well, whoever it is, whoever she's fucking feud. Problem is, Monday night she'll be out in the ring and they'll be fucking bashing each other in the face. And then you see them in the hotel and they're taking selfies and putting it on Instagram. And you're like, and then they say, well, kayfabe is dead. They're like, kayfabe doesn't exist anymore. Everybody knows that it's part of the show. That's why the product is sour. Because back in the fucking day, you still didn't know. You were like, fuck. You really thought Brett and Owen fucking hated each other.
But that's the hard line. That's the hard line. The overall arc of that is just society in general. Because when I was in college for my journalism degree, there was 3 types of people. Private citizens, elected officials, or public figures. Well, you might as well consider like elected officials are always going to be there, but there's no such thing as private citizens anymore because everything is in public. There's cameras on that street corner that can be broadcast. There's cameras and film and mics being recorded everywhere. So like it doesn't like it's so hard. It's so difficult to keep kayfabe, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Dude, talk about your matches in your hotel room. Split off. Right. Then get back into the locker rooms. Talk about it again. Do it that way. But then when you go out to get into guerrilla, keep it separate. It's really not that hard.
It goes all the way back. I'm talking like hundreds of years for wrestling, right? Staying in character is the most important thing. There were magicians that would do acts. They would come out on stage and they were limp and they'd be hunched over and they put on this performance as if they were this crippled old man, doing whatever. Because whenever they were pulling off these these tricks, they were like, how the fuck did he do that? There's no way that crippled old fucking man could have done that. That's insane how he fucking did behind closed doors. He's just walking around normal. That's what's wrong with the fucking business because nobody follows that anymore.
Nobody keeps secrets, honey.
I used to fucking like when I used to work for PWX, NWA East, I'm talking fucking almost 30 years. Like if I was feuding with you, I saw you at the parking lot and there were fucking marks out there, I'd be like, you got some fucking motherfucker. And they'd be like, dude, what's wrong with you? And I'd be like, dude, we're in character.
Yeah.
You're taking that shit off.
100%.
That's what you do. You accept that life, but you're in that. You do that. Social media is.
I've seen a couple of those like recently where they keep the kayfabe like out to the parking lot, but that's only like every once in a blue fucking moon.
But the problem is when you dedicate yourself to that life, when you say, "This is my career. This is what I do now," you have to do it all the time. Which it amazes me in the Pittsburgh area.
No, one person who seems to keep kayfabe and you hate him.
True.
Seth Rollins.
I don't hate him.
Because he was involved in one of the parking lot where they fucking.
I will tell you right now, I don't hate Seth Rollins, Tyler Black. I don't hate Tyler Black. I really don't. I agree. He's old school like me.
Yeah.
He does the same shit that I used to wrestle with Tyler. And the only problem I have, and I've said this before, and I just knock him. I don't really, like I said, speak to him. When I wrestled with him out in Ohio, I actually I did a show with him in Indianapolis, and I used to make the championship belts for coverage, but like back then we didn't make them like this; they were different. So they were like made out of soft sided shit, polished and engraved and stuff, and everything. So up close they look like shit, but in the ring they look good enough for camera.
They're not.
He was backstage getting my belts down hard. And I was like, oh, yeah? He's like, yeah, these are fucking terrible. He's like, what fucking third grader made these ones? So I was like, me. And he was like, oh, no, dude, they're all right. They're cool. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. So like I said, don't get me wrong. For the time being, they were fucking trash. So that was 20 years ago.
Here's why they were good. Now, I don't know which belts you're talking about, but here's why they're good. Because, listen, these are, the design. Like this belt right here is a design based off the Winged Eagle because I'm a Winged Eagle belt mark, just like I'm a Winged Eagle or Intercontinental, championship belt mark. The bottom line is the reason why you can put them against any of the big feds belts is because they're original.
Right.
It's not Plinky Dink indie fed promotions that buy a big gold belt, slap their names on, literally duct tape their names onto the front of the belt. And put the other, whoever's working the belt, put their name on the bottom, the bottom part of the plate. These are originals.
Right.
They're originals. And I would take an original like this or this, for the sheer quality alone, that somebody took the time out of your blood, sweat, and tears. They took the time to actually make a belt instead of going on to high spots.
Yeah.
You know, or going
Buying
on
a
to high
replica.
spots or just buying a replica belt and doing that other stuff. And that's why, like, everybody, there's a lot of people that were knocking the undisputed and universal belts. And I'm like, and I thought my head was, no, that's absolute genius. Because now no indie fan can possibly use those belts because that's part of the actual
It's got the
design,
name
the
on it.
WWE logo.
I'm gonna shit her down totally. You know,
I should just cut a promo on it.
You should, because fucking, I can't believe she went to use the bathroom live during the show.
Hey,
Total fucking fucker.
that's beautiful.
Oh, please. When she comes,
It's almost like she counted for 3 and I didn't kick out.
When she's gonna fucking hate this. When she comes back, please got a promo on her.
No, she can. Bro, I don't want to. I just met her.
I don't give a shit. She fucking left her in a live podcast.
Okay, all right. We'll do something. Hopefully, this will be kayfabe right here.
Yeah, no. So for those of you watching, when Layla comes back from the bathroom because she couldn't hold it for the next fucking 10 minutes, we are going to fucking dig into her ass.
She don't know my improv. She don't know my improv. Brett's coming. Brett's on his way.
What a way to end the fucking show.
Oh my God. That's how we're closing out?
Well, she's taking a shit. No, I'm just saying. We're at the 47-minute.
Okay, all right.
But hopefully she's not taking a fucking.
Well, you know, like, I mean, since we are in Pittsburgh and she's not here right now, and I'm still gonna try and put a bow on the Pittsburgh sports distributor for the moment. I gotta address the Pirates just a little bit.
Go for it.
Just a little bit. Now, I mean, honestly, I like Don Kelly because that's first of all, he's from Point Park. And that's where I got my master's degree in journalism. So I like Don Kelly. I like the energy that he brings. I think that there's a lot of positive things coming from the team. If O'Neal Cruz can come to play on a day-to-day basis, I think that's a big deal. You know, and I'm a firm believer in the starting pitching. Well. Look what we have here. Miss, I'm too good to not just wait till the end of the show. I'm just going to go walk around Scarpaci. He's like, I own the place. Listen here, honey. Let me tell you something. Why don't you go ahead, take your spot back in the kitchen where you belong, go get me a sandwich, and make yourself productive. Go ahead. Chop. Let's go. Get out of here. Because if you're too good to finish the show, Brett Paradise ain't got nothing for you.
Told him we were going to cut a promo. You couldn't hold that? See that, man? Shame on you.
Now that's kayfabe.
Oh, look at her. She's all mad now. It's like, I'm going to fake. She's like, I'm going to fake smile for the rest of the show. And then as soon as we're off camera, I'm going to fucking smack you.
I'm going to get Nancy Kerrigan telling her she'll smash my ankle.
But like I said, I'm getting back into it. I got the coming out of retirement match that we're gonna do. It's a little pissed off. February, we were talking about it. So Jimmy DeMarco, and it's funny. I'm actually going through my old tapes because I'm pretty sure I had this. I want to show the evidence. I'm pretty sure I had this match on tape. I recorded all my matches. When he first took on, we talked about this before on the show. And I think it was July of 2006. It's me versus Jimmy DeMarco versus the Unknown Soldier.
I was there.
It was a triple threat. You were there.
Did you have the sign?
Yeah, that was Callahan's, man.
Was that? No. That was
sure?
That was Menneson. That was.
Well, I was still probably there too. Yeah.
Menneson Civic Center. You were definitely there. So it was the Menneson Civic Center. And I got screwed out of my championship belt. The CWF Mon. You know, this is why I like it. So the CWF Mon Valley Championship meant a lot to me. I'm not. This is a shoot. It meant a lot to me because they had different titles. Remember, they had the Keystone Championship, they had the Mon Valley Championship, the Tag Team Championship, and then they had you were the Callahan's Hardcore Champion.
Yeah.
And then they had the World Title. And the World Title was always reserved Powerhouse used because it was his company. He always had the storylines, and he always had to be champion. And that was
He
it.
was Maness and Kevin Nash.
He basically
Yeah.
booked himself as champion all the time. But, we love Bill. Bill was always a good dude to me. I got nothing bad to say about Bill.
I do.
But
I got plenty.
we'll go into that.
Cut another promo.
Cut it next week.
Okay.
But like definitely, so we did this match, and I remember I was on the outside dealing with his little stable, and he ended up pinning the Unknown Soldier, winning my championship. So he never beat me that title. This is something that really bothers because that title, as you know, the Intercontinental Championship in the WWF was the actual. I don't know if you know this, or I think I've said this to you. So back in the day, you had your world title, Intercontinental title, and your tag champ. Okay. Everybody, all the boys in the back knew that the real championship of WWF was the Intercontinental belt. Because if you ever go back and you look at it, the showboating ass clowns like Hogan and shit and everything, they were always, I hate to say it because Macho was a good worker, but the ass clowns, look at Warrior. They put the strap on Warrior, he was a fucking joke. Like everybody liked the character, but he was not technically good in the ring. So they saved the Intercontinental belt for the real champions. Bret Hart's, Kurt Hennig's, fucking Shawn Michaels. As much as I can't stand the fucking dude, honky tonk man. The real workers of the company became Intercontinental champion. That was the belt that you win. So everybody in the locker room knew that was the fucking belt. If you were the Intercontinental champion, you were the actual champion. You were the boys champion, but you weren't the main event. That's just how it was. So the Mon Valley Championship was equivalent to the Intercontinental Championship, which is why it looks like it does. It's modeled just after that design. And I finally, after fucking months and months and months of working for it, I was the champion. I won the belt. I held it for a while, and then I got robbed of it. So it meant a lot. For that little scrawny piece of shit, fucking come in and do what he did, have his fucking posse out there, strip me of that fucking belt. 20 years. It has been 20 years, almost 20 years. Next July will be 20 years. So in February, I challenged him. I contacted him and I said, hey, I would like a shot at that. He still has it. 20 years old. Company doesn't exist anymore. He still has that fucking strap. So we're going to put on a fucking show.
Where's this going down? Because I might have to run in. I can't help it.
It's a company called, it's funny. This is what makes me nervous about it. So it's called Prospect Pro Wrestling. They go by 2PW. And the owner, the one who runs it, is formerly one of his fucking stable that caused me to lose. So I'm a little skeptical.
Who the hell is that?
Because Marshall Gambino, he is running the show.
Oh, I'm getting hot.
And fucking he allowed us. He said, all right, I will let you guys have your rematch. So I'm nervous. I've been training, been doing the stairs, I've been doing everything. I got a fucking gut check time.
Ask him if he's been saying his prayers and he like.
I've been doing all that shit. I've been taking my enemas and using my Centrum.
Taking your enemas?
Clearing the system out.
Just say that
Yeah, clear everything.
on air.
Fucking enemas, Centrum Gold for the men over 50. Because I fucking need that boost. I'm coming for you, DeMarco. You little fucking piece of shit. You little cue ball looking motherfucker.
And
scared of Rieger.
And Brent Paradise is going to be there, promise you that. I can't guarantee that I won't not get involved. But don't be surprised, Mr. DeMarco, if you step your feet outside that ring and you're doing something wrong and you ain't doing right by Van Hughes, he and I go way back.
Way back.
Good friends.
We were CWF
better
Tag Team
enemies.
Champions.
Huh?
CWF Tag Team Champions.
CWF Tag Team Champions.
Fucking, I remember that. So we did real quick before we close out. There was a tag team tournament at CWF, and they picked all the teammates at random. And they were like Van Hughes. And then they picked him. And I was like, oh, great. Because at the time, I was one of the heels, and he was the biggest face in the company. So, like, we just didn't mesh. But then we ended up winning the tag titles. We were like, shit. And it was funny because the same thing happened with, like, fucking Austin and Mike.
Yeah.
And they won the fight. It was the second
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They won and they didn't get along. And it was fucking great.
Yeah. All I did, and honestly, all I did to get over as a face was come out to Usher. Come out to Usher and kiss a couple of babies, and all of a sudden I'm over.
But nobody could work the mic like you. In the tri-state area.
I'll give it to you real quick. One time I come out, and my mother still to this day will get thoroughly embarrassed when I tell this story. When we were doing a Callahan show, and I come out with the Hawaiian flowered necklaces. We all know what they're called, but let me get to it. I just said, well, it's great to be here. The pleasure is all yours of seeing Brett Paradise here at Callahan's and I see y'all have my flowered necklaces on because if there's one thing Brett Paradise loves to do, that's give out a good leg. Embarrassed the shit out of my mother, and it was beautiful because you hear her off camera. Oh my God, Bernie, my father. Oh my God, Bernie, did he say that? Yeah, he did. So proud of him.
Callahan Sports Bar. That was an amazing.
Oh my God.
Too bad the fucking guy burned it down.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Yeah. There's no deep fryers that should be on at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. I mean, let's be realistic. You know.
All right, guys. That is it. We're out of time. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Ben Benet coming back to the show. Hey, this is like I said, this is my personal invite. I'm saying he is a staple. He's always been a staple.
Bar-jutsu.
He's back, baby.
Come out and play.
We're gonna do Benet's. What is it? The sports.
Pittsburgh Sports Distributor. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And honestly, it was an actual true pleasure to be here with an in-ring general ed.
You better defend that fucking strap. Soon.
Yeah.
Because if you just
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Oh, here it is. Do we have the first?
In 25 years of professional wrestling in this business, I have never, not once, laid my hands on a lady. But for you, I will gladly make the exception. Take this belt off.
I think he just wants a real one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Better fight your tongue, wench. Guys, that's it from all of us here from Scarpaci's. I want to thank everybody for watching from Meineke, Bar-jutsu, and Iron City Beer. Please drink responsibly, guys. We'll see you next week.
Oh, gosh.